What is going on, guys? Anger collections in the house for another video. All right, so today is going to be an interesting video because it's all about selling on TCG Player. Basically, I'm gonna start to finish, like show you guys what to expect, what to do. I've been getting a lot of questions on this because a lot of people are trying to, know, sell some cards, do some side hustle. And, like we have a lot of extra cards and just like laying around, and people are trying to look for some way to like get some money, like economy is like pretty bad right now. Everything's expensive. So yeah, and it's just a way of us getting more money, so and TCG selling on TCG player is probably one of the best thing that you can probably do as a side hustle. Uh, but before that, I'm not recommending anyone on just like going full time or like quitting your job or anything. I'm not recommending any of that, and this is not financial advice. And also, I highly recommend before you start selling TCG player, I would probably recommend practicing selling on Facebook Marketplace. I know there's a lot of like crazy people out there, uh, but the thing is, you gotta practice how to talk to people, how to, I want to say, practice shipping. How to interact with customers, how to sell the cards itself. Um, I think that would be like the stepping stone. Your first interaction with customers, first interaction with shipping, buying supplies, selling at a price where both will be happy. So I think starting on selling Facebook, or even just like your local game store, like you can probably start talking and dealing with other players. I would highly recommend to start doing that before you even start your own TCG player account. So that's that. Now, now that's out of the way, we're gonna start with, obviously, if you made an account on TCG player, uh, you're obviously a freaking newbie, like level one. I believe, I don't know if they changed it already, but I know for a fact that you start with a 4.99 shipping. Now that's gonna be that's pretty high, and if you think about it, if you start just listing random stuff, like $1, $2, or like 10, 15 cents, uh, it's gonna be crazy. No one's gonna buy your card because, I mean, your shipping is like 4.99, right? So in the beginning, I have my notes over here, and hopefully all of it, it's like I'm gonna hit all the points here. Uh, so in the beginning, I highly recommend only sell, I want to say, 15 $15 or even $20 cards. Start with high value card, like around $20. Don't start listing just random stuff. Start listing at least $20 above, because like I said, you start with a 4.99 shipping, and to compete with other people, you're gonna have to like, oof, really set your prices super low, and you're gonna take a hit. I mean, it's possible. Like, I guess in the beginning you can take the hit, and then just go level up with that. Um, Captain, I see new sellers trying to sell 10 cents card, so they have zero sales. That's surprising. Yeah, man, that's true. That's true. So that's why I highly recommend start only sell at maybe $15. You could probably get away with $15 because most customers, especially if you have a lot of inventory already listed, they will bundle the cards so that they will think, okay, so I need this card and this card, but they have 4.99 shipping, so they will probably look in your inventory for another card. Um, the reason why I highly recommend only selling the high value cards is because the shipping, you're gonna have to sell. bubble mailers in the beginning. You're not gonna start envelope. I mean, it's up to you if you want to just if you just want to go like ham and sell commons and uncommons right away. I highly doubt that you're gonna get like a lot of sales though in the beginning. But yeah, start with big cards. So you're gonna practice, you know, buying supplies, buying bubble mailers, how to pack cards, like you watch a lot of YouTubers that's like how to pack, what to buy, and things like that. Now, it's very common nowadays that you use like a penny sleeve or a regular sleeve, ultra pro, and then either you use the soft sleeve or the top loader. I like both, but I highly prefer the soft sleeve because like it's like bendable and it doesn't really like bend the cards. But you can use both. You can use both, and then just any bubble mailer. But I prefer the not the white one that's like soft. I prefer the kind of like the orange yellow one because it's kind of like firm. So even if like the USPS, they play football, right? They play football over there in their warehouse. They play football on like all all the boxes. So I prefer the firm one, not the white soft one that you can buy at like Walmart or Target. But yeah, so start with that, only that. And then once you level up, then you can go crazy. You can go crazy. I did not take a lot of profit until I hit level 4. Only took me 18 days to get there. Then I moved pricing a little. Yeah, yeah, that's great, man. 18 days. That's oof. You really like went for it and just like, and that's a good plan. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a good plan, man. That's a good plan because the key is to get to level 4 as quicker as like man, like as quicker as you can, man. It's because that's where you get the whatever shipping. You can have your shipping as little as like zero. It was OTJ that got me there. The sales were crazy. Yeah, nice. That's good, man. I remember that. Yeah, you were talking about it. Like every single, every day you were talking about, oh, you're level 3, and then the next time, I'm level 4. I'm just waiting. Yeah, I remember that, man. I remember that. But yeah, so getting to level 4, once you get there, all the craziness happens, man. Um, you get to price your shipping even to like zero. So my pricing, I used to have my shipping to like set to 99, even even from the beginning of me, hitting the level 4, right? I set to like 99 cents, you know. Didn't change. I did not change it until TCG Player had this crazy thing that to where if you buy a less than $5 order, TCG Player will charge the buyer for $1.22, and actually that price actually changed already to like from 122 to $1.27. So if you set your shipping to zero, so it will automatically say free shipping over $5. So yeah, I mean if the customer buys a $4 card or a $4 order, yeah, you'll get $1.27 on top of that. So it kind of helps you. It really helps you a lot with shipping. USPS shipping just went up, so that may happen again soon. Yeah, it's crazy. It went up like the a full set, a full sheet of what's called a stamp. I think if you buy a roll, it's like from I think I remember it was like $68, and now it's like 73. So it's whew. So think about that. Think about that when you're calculating your shipping. So if I sell 100 packages, you're already spending 63 just or 73 just for the stamps. So to sell 100 packages, you're already spending $73 just just on the stamps, not counting, envelopes, not counting, the sleeves and all that stuff. So already think about that. But yeah, so once you get to level four, yeah, you get to sell a bunch of random stuff. You can start selling commons and commons, just about anything, honestly. If we have the time to really list and just go crazy, like probably a full week, just list like thousands and thousands of cards. Yeah, I mean you can do that. Even though those cards are not, they're not really like, I don't know, like in demand or anything. Eventually, some customer will buy that card, man. So, yeah. So get to level four. That's the key. Is get to level four. And then the next thing over here I want to add is when I started, my goal was to really push, like you can see this in my other videos too, like way years ago when I started, is I targeted my completed sales. Like I really went ham, and we're talking about volume sales, man. I went volume, like crazy volume. So right now, if you look at my TCG player store, I'm at like 25,000 completed sales. That was my goal, man. I think my first year I already hit 10K completed sales. My first year, 10K completed sales. And then my second year, I hit the 25K completed sales. And I'm not sure if I'm going to hit the 50K completed sales. That would be insane. But looking at my orders right now, whew, I mean, maybe it'll be close, but who knows, man? 50K sales will be like a big deal, because that will be the reason why I want to hit a lot of completed sales is basically uh, consumer confidence. Like customer wants to see a high rating and completed sales, to see that this store has plenty of experience already and sold a bunch of orders already. So that was my goal, is to really hit that. And yeah, I, I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to do that as well. But it's really important to have customers really think that you are a reliable store. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna be hard because that's volume, man. You're really gonna go crazy with volume. I'm talking about like, commons and commons, rares, even basic lands, even tokens. Yeah, you're gonna sell just about everything, man. So that's that. And also, I want to add, I'm literally by myself. Like everything that if you order from me, I basically touch that order. Like literally, like I ship everything, pack everything, sort everything, all the cards, everything. All that 25,000 sales, that was handled by me, nobody else, man. So just want to add that. It's crazy. It's a lot of work. And then uh, the next thing I want to add when you want to start selling on TCG Player is commons and uncommons is definitely where it's at. I'm not even joking. It's not the rares and mythics, all these flashy things. Yeah, it will generate you high value order, right? Like $20, $50, $100. It's good, those expensive cards. But the commons and uncommons, kid you not, is definitely where it's at. That is, these are the key cards that you want to sell on your TCG player. Like 100%. Just go crazy, especially the playable ones. Lateral elves, arbor elf, arcane signet, soul ring, path to exile. All these highly played commons and uncommons. I kid you not. That's where it's at, man. And I'm not even joking because one, it's volume sales. Two is you'll have higher traffic in your store because literally everyone is looking for these cards. The thing I sell the least of foils, it is sad but true. Me too, man. That's a good point. I don't think I put that over here. foils. But that's a good point. Foils. Actually, I'm gonna add that over here. I have to add that here on this section right here. But yeah, so commons and uncommons will they'll be where it's at. So when you buy a collection, don't forget the commons and uncommons. Set that aside. That's why most stores buy bulk. Because like I said, that's where it's at, man. Commons and uncommons. And then another thing I want to add is when you start, before thinking of jumping in TCG player, you're gonna expect to really stop playing. You really gonna like not play at all, like, because if you really want to be successful in this business, and if you really want to generate more money, yeah, you're gonna have to like stop collecting, or at least lessen the collecting side of Magic, or any TCG. Lessen the playing side of Magic. Like even Rudy from Alpha Investment says, like it's really boring. It's not exciting as like what a lot of like the internet says, like, oh, like it's my hobby and then I make money, all that stuff. In reality, it's really, I mean, you wake up, you print orders, you sort it, you pack it, ship it. That's really it, man. There's nothing to it, and I know, like I said, the internet may make you think like it's so exciting. It's like the best thing. Everyone wants to do it. But yeah, it's kind of boring. Like, and that's why I make these videos, because it's my way of really just spending some time and just like talking, somewhat interacting with you guys. And yeah, it's gonna be boring, man. So yeah, expect to it's gonna be less collecting, less playing, and yeah, I mean, your favorite cards is not gonna be favorite cards, man. And then another thing, here I put a right here. I think I mentioned this to like many of the videos already. Don't be afraid to take profits. I know like the whole investing thing and like holding some products, holding some cards, because like it's gonna be expensive in the next couple days or a couple months, couple years. Don't forget to take, there's nothing wrong to take profits. Like if the current market price of the card is, let's just say, $20, right? So let's say, at release it was $10. It went up to like $20 because you thought that it might go up, and it did. So if you wanna like take the profits, go ahead, man. Go ahead, and don't feel bad if the card goes even higher. Let's say $30 or even $100. Don't feel bad, because you can't really time the demand or the chase, or there's like a new set that's gonna pump this set or pump this card, uh, because it's impossible. So don't be afraid, and it's okay to take profits. So yeah, I want to add that really quick, because that's very important, because people will think that, oh, I'm just gonna keep holding this product until it's like, sometimes you might end up like selling it at the, when the product is like so low, there's no demand for it, and now you're stuck with it. So don't be afraid to take profits. And then this one, like Captain Craig mentioned over here, the foils, and I want to add foreign cards. So those two is the are the cards I sell the least. Now, foreign cards and foils, especially the old ones, they used to be like a big deal, like the regular foils. Foreign cards used to be the other variant that you can play in your deck. If you're playing against someone, uh, it's just, oh wow, that's cool. That's a foreign card. That's like a different card. Wow. It's special. It used to be special, and like nowadays, we're a bazillion variants every set. There's like new shiny stuff. So now the foreign cards are kind of like forgotten, like pretty much nothing. Only like a certain people, certain player that actually wants to play with foreign cards. So now, even though the value might still be there, the demand, the sell-through rate for foreign cards really dip, like really, really dip. And for the so that's why I kind of stay away with like buying a lot of foils and foreign cards because they're really slow to sell, man. Really, like literally, like it will take you months to sell a card, man. Like a foreign card, even if it's like a popular card, it will take you a while. So I highly suggest kind of stay away with foreign cards. And most of the players, like new players especially, they like to read the cards, man, because new players they don't know what's going on in the table of commander. Like if you have like basically all foreign cards, even though that's like everyone knows it's a land war elves. I mean, not everyone, new player will know that it's a land war elf. So yeah, that's why I stay away with foreign cards. Now with the foils, same thing. It's kind of like this thing where most players doesn't like to play foils. Even myself, I don't really like to play foils because the card, Wasi hasn't like really fixed the foil issue where it bends. So when you try to like buy and sell them, it's kind of hard, like a certain margin, because they're not like slow movers, but at the same time it's still kind of like niche in selling foils, because like I said, only a certain players, collectors, that let's just say they want to bling out their deck, man, and not everyone is trying to bling out their deck. Most of the new players, they really just want to own one copy, and they just want to like play a commander deck. uh, so that's that. That's a really good point. The foils as well. And another section over here in TCG player seller is definitely customer service. So that's why I highly recommend, before you jump into TCG player, start with Facebook Marketplace, so you can really practice on like talking to a lot of people that want to buy your cards. Like to say they message you, right? Or let's just say there's an issue, and talking to like how much is the payment, PayPal, all that stuff. I got kicked out of Twitch MTG Pro Tour chat of saying Pringles. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's. Oh my God, yeah, yes, damn. Sprinkles. That's I don't know, man. That is a weird thing to say. As far as like with foils, I mean it's true, man. I mean, the cards are like literally Pringles. Like even like the foils from Modern Horizon 3. Like some of them are like kind of like bending. You'll notice it. So yeah, customer service really really important. So if you want to like have a kind of like a set note, you can write on a note if you want to have like a set reply, right? If someone is like looking for their order or missing order, things like that, you can have a set message, so you can just like copy paste it. But yeah, so practice how to communicate. Always be respectful. It's always like you gotta understand both sides. It's like you know it's not everyone is the scammer. Like I know there's gonna be people out there that will scam you or like try to like um steal money, steal cars from you. But majority of the buyers and sellers, they're like honest, man. But yeah, always like try to help. Let's say they're waiting for their order, or there's like a missing card, or there's like an issue with the condition issue. Always, in my opinion, always side with the buyer, especially if it's only like a small issue, man. Let's just say there was like a condition issue, right? Maybe you missed the condition when you're listing it, or maybe not. But let's just say they said that the card was like light play instead of near mint. You can just right away offer, right away, man. Just offer, if you want to return the card, yeah, you can return it, or if you want partial refund, you can also offer partial refund, like right away. You don't even say anything about like, oh no, I actually know that card. That's near mint. There's no way that's like light play. I mean, think about it, man. That's just like a small issue. Think big, man. Think of the bigger picture. You want to have buyers to have uh, a good a good experience buying from you. So small things like that, let's just say a missing card, or like a condition issue, like I said, like you think that all the cards are there, but the buyer said like it's missing. You can just like, if you have extra, you can ship an extra card, or if you suggest that I know, I could just like partial refund on that card because it's missing, regardless of like you think that you were right or wrong or things like that. It doesn't matter. Those small things, man. Now on the bigger issues, like a missing order, or like especially if the order is like expensive, you can either escalate the order and let TCG player help you with that. I've dealt with like crazy customers, man, to the point where I actually took a picture of the I took a picture of the what you call this, the feedback, and you know what it felt like. I did not make a video out of it because it was I feel like this customer is like watching my videos, and they really want my TCG player down. Like it's it's ridiculous, man. Like I did not post the feedback. I spoke to TCG player. They actually removed the feedback because they saw, I explained to them, everything. Like my reply is like this. I don't know why is the buyer is like talking like this. I don't know why the feedback was like crazy. It was pretty bad. I'm telling you, it's like, lying, and like I wish like your account got canceled and things like that. So it felt really personal to me, to the point where I almost made a video about it, but I did not because I don't know, like I feel like that buyer watches my videos. So I don't know, man. It's kind of like a weird experience, but TCG player took care of it. As long as you explain your case, and TCG player saw the messages, saw the order, what happened, they will side you. And yeah, they remove the feedback. So, and those kind of buyers, you can't really ignore or stop them. You can just expect them to just leave negative feedback on you. But yeah, I mean, nobody's perfect, man. And I'm not saying like every order is like 100%, like everything's like going the right way. Obviously, some things will happen and you will make mistakes. So yeah, so that's that, man. But it's very important to practice your customer service skills, because if not, it's going to be hard, especially when things like that happen. You go crazy, man. You'll go crazy. I think my being a manager kind of helped how to talk to people, how to like handle like a situation. That really helped on my side. But yes, customer service is important. And then another thing over here, let's talk about supplies. So when you start your TCG player, you only really need a couple things. I have made a number of mistakes, but you can still keep the customer happy. Oh, that's good, man. That's good. That's nice. Yeah, I mean that's important. Make your customer happy. Have a great experience. Doesn't matter if they leave a comment or they just leave a 5-star rating. Um, it's important for every order. Every order. So, as far as supplies, you only really need a couple things, man. So, obviously, you're gonna need a printer. Now, I highly recommend this Epson 2800 or 2803. That's what I have. So, Epson 2803. This thing is really new, and I wish I had this like in the beginning because this thing is like a saver in ink, man. So it says here that the ink will last like 4,500 in black. I already refilled it and I'm like halfway, more than halfway, more than halfway. So think about this. When I bought it, the first free ink gone. So I bought another one which is like super cheap. It's like $15 at Walmart. That second ink is now more than half gone. So you think you think how much I sell my how much volume of orders I do every single day, man. So that's how much I print print paper. So the one I had it's crazy. It's super expensive, man. The ink is like $40 and it will last me for like I don't know 2 3 weeks. So think about that, $40 for a blank ink. And what's worse is like if the colored ink starts to get low, if it's empty, you have to replace that too. There's no cheating on on that printer, man. This thing is a beast, man. So I highly recommend this ink, this printer, because the colored ink untouched. It's still the same level. So yeah, so you need a printer, and then as far as paper, if you can buy like bulk, uh, yeah, you can go to Costco or Sam's Club. They have like a cheaper deal, man. So just buy like a whole box, man. You already know that you're gonna sell a lot, so I would highly recommend just buy a lot right away. And then so you got the paper, you got the printer. Now you have the envelopes. Now in the envelopes, uh, go same thing. Go buy bulk, man. Go Amazon. Just buy the one with the window, because when you print a TCG player order, you can just fold it in a way where you can see the name on that single window. So just buy bulk envelope, and then let's see. Obviously, the penny sleeves. If you have like a random used sleeves, you can use that too. Top loaders and the soft sleeve, the semi-rigid. I have the HP Smart Tank. Oh, nice. Heavenly CCG, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. So, so that's that, man. As long as I think the ink is probably the most expensive one, and if you're saving on those, that's a big deal already, man. That's a big deal. But yeah, so what I use is the Epson ET to 2803. It's the same thing as the 2800. And then you're gonna need blue tape, obviously a regular tape, right? And then I highly suggest this one too. Hold on, let me grab it. So I have this. I highly recommend having you guys having this. Look at this. Anger collections right there. PO box right there. And then you get to like stamp it. Because back in the day, man, when I was starting, I handwrite every single thing, man. Freaking handwrite every every single order. And my wife recommended that to me, and oh my god, that's a godsend, man. You can just stamp it. And then I had her order uh the do not bend too, so I have that when there's like an expensive one. I bought my stamp on Amazon for $18. It's one of the best things I oh my god, yeah, I agree, man. Ooh, that's crazy. That's a lifesaver, man. This definitely a lifesaver having that stamp. And that's, I think, besides that, that's pretty much everything that you'll ever need. Obviously, you're gonna have like a regular pen if you wanna write on a bubble mailer. But other than that, that's really it. Like envelope, bubble mailers, printer, paper, and some sleeves, top loaders. That's basically all you need starting your TCG player. So that's the cost of that. You just gotta really find the I guess not the cheapest, but what's the most where you're comfortable as far as like how you pack stuff, how you feel on the supplies that you're using. Team bags is good to have also. Yeah, the team bags also. And honestly, I save those. When you buy commander decks that had the what you call that, the the plane chase cards. I usually save a lot of random stuff, man. Every time I open like a box, there's like a random cardboard there. I usually save those. I don't know why. It's just like a extra padding. But it's just saving for supplies, man. You never know. You need something for I don't know, to extra protection on like a certain order, and you have like that cardboard, laying around. So, it's good to save those. But yeah, team bags definitely is another thing that you can have. And then uh, okay, this is important. A very valuable cards. Uh, I think this is probably the best time to say, if you guys are enjoying this whole, like, I guess I'm like this is like a class already. This is like a class, right? If you guys are enjoying this, please consider liking and subscribing. Hit that bell, so you get more of this live stream every single day. At least I'm trying every single day, so you don't miss anything. But uh, uh, time for my morning meeting. Get ready for Bloomborough and go get those pennies. Yep. I appreciate Captain Craig for hanging out, man. Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah, Bloomborough free release today. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people buying in the store, man. So yeah, probably make a video out of it. We'll see. So the next thing I want to talk about is the valuable cards, and I'm talking about the $100, 150, even upwards to like 500, man. So these cards, I actually stay away with these cards selling on TCG Player because the risk is much higher, especially if you don't have an experience on shipping them, and really the I don't know, the rating on TCG Player. Now, once you have 10K completed sales, 25K completed sales, and your rating is good, um, you're more comfortable selling these 50, $100, $200 cards on your TCG Player. In the beginning, I highly recommend not selling any. Maybe just sell it to Facebook Marketplace or like your local. Should I unload my pack fresh mana grip on SB Marketplace? Well, I mean, if you want to sell it, man, sell it to me. No, I'm just kidding. Um, yeah, I mean, I think if I have, let's say, on my store right now, uh, pack fresh mana grip, yeah, I would definitely sell it, but that's because I already have established my rating. When customer sees that I have that card, that expensive card, they're more comfortable, and that's why like me starting with get your sales rating high, because these will come up, man. You're gonna have Mox diamonds, like dual lands, and you want to sell it, right? So in the beginning, I suggest not going, sell those. But once you get your rating up, I think maybe you can start selling the 50, $100 cards, so at least the customer is like more comfortable buying from you. But yeah, in the beginning, like I said, even now, you don't really need to buy and like these expensive cards, and because like I said, commons and uncommons is where it's at. I guarantee you, commons and uncommons is where it's at in TCG player. You get the most volume and honestly the most profit. Because these commons, I mean, sometimes they jump up in value. So that's what I would say with the valuable cards. And yeah, with the mana crypt, I would say if you don't have TCG player, I would say. Mm, I don't know if you have an experience on like selling on Facebook Marketplace though. But if you do, yeah, I would probably sell it on. If you need the money and if you need to sell that mana crypt, I would suggest selling it. Some odd reason I like to collect dark rituals. Ooh, nice. Like all the arts, cause there's a bunch of them. Like literally a lot of dark ritual. I mean, if I could remember every single printing of dark ritual, what's that? Obviously Alpha Beta Unlimited, right? And you got Mirage, Mercadian Mask. Is there an Ice Age? I think there's an Ice Age. Tempest for sure. Tempest, Mirage. I think there's a Weatherlight too. There's so many dark rituals, man. It's insane. I think there's also. Oh my God, there's so many dark rituals. I mean, obviously you got these. There's a dark ritual on this printing, but that's a good card too to collect though. So that's that. And then I want to say when let's see, we already talked about these. So collection buying. So now, obviously, if you have a store and you want to build your store, you're trying to get your inventory up, right? You're gonna have to like buy collections. Now, the standard, the average way, Tempest Saga. Oh yeah, Urza Saga, Mirage Fort Revised Gold Borders. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot about the Urza Saga. I'm pretty sure there's more. I know there's Mercadian. Is it Mercadian Mask? I think it's Mercadian Mask. Uh, yeah, the foil, the crazy foil. Yeah, yeah, pretty sure. But yeah, so buying collections is very important. Now, the standard average margin when you buy a collection, to the point like the buyer will actually agree, is you ask them to get a TCG player app, have them put everything on the list and have them set it to TCG low, and then can't forget Strixhaven. Yep, like I said, Strixhaven right there. Um, and usually, let's just say the value is like $1,000, right? So they have all the cards listed. They have it set in TCG low. Now, the value that you're gonna pay is TCG low minus 35%. So that's basically 65% of TCG low. So that still depends on, you know, what are the cars on the list? Are there like all $10, $5 above cards, or it's like a mixture of 10, 20, there's like $1 there, or it's like all just $5 below? Because it's like there's a huge difference between $1,000 on like old bolt, kind of mid, kind of mixed, and all expensive, because the margin will change when you buy a collection. And obviously if the buyer or if the seller doesn't want to agree with the price, um, this is another advice really quick, is you don't have to buy it, like, because if you do get that collection at a kind of like a higher margin, you're pretty much just wasting your time. Yeah, it's probably, there's good cards in there, but if you buy it at high, there's a high chance that those cards actually is like will be lower when you start listing them. So, if you guys don't agree with, let's just say the whole thing, maybe buy just like a couple cards, but the average pricing of sellers, when we buy cards, is like TCG low minus 35%. So that's 65% of TCG low. And that's like the good cards, right? Now, if you're in the middle, which is has like half of it is like, the 10, 15, $20 cards, and then half of it is like $3. There's even like dollar or 10 cents and things like that. Now the margin will shift. You have to explain to the seller, you know, uh, if you want, you can tell them, I can buy this half for that margin, TCG player low 65%, and I can buy this half. Or if you want, I can just like buy this one. You gotta explain to the seller, uh, and if they agree, you can probably buy the whole thing at like maybe, I don't know, 63%, 60% even, because you gotta explain that, if the you're gonna, as a seller and TCG player, we have to pay fees. We have to pay the supplies and all that you need. You gotta pay the shipping. So you have to explain that. So in the middle, I would say 62 to 60%. Now on the very last part, which is the bulk, like less than $3 cards. Now I highly suggest to stay away with those unless you can get it at like, I don't know, man, 55, even 50% of TCG low, because those cards those cards will be, um, almost, it's really close to the bulk rate. Those cards will sit in your inventory. Maybe some of those are like highly played commander cards, and that's fine, but majority, it will sit in your inventory, man. It's ridiculous. So I would say the middle part is probably highly suggest, to stay on that. And even then, you can also, um, tell the buyer that if you want, I can just buy this half at that certain rate. But collection buying is important. It will practice your customer service. How you buy collections, how to like check the cards. If there's like counterfeit or if there's like fake on their collection. How to value the whole entire collection, and also like getting the deal done. Like having the deal like done with that seller. So I would say it's very important, collection buying. But as far as like the average price on when you buy collection, it's like right in there, 65% of TCG low. Uh, I guess if you're a big baller, you can be like a high volume buyer to where you can buy collection at 70%. Obviously, you'll get more sellers to sell cards to you. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, I think it's better to stay at the average 65% of TCG low. And then another thing I want to talk about really quick is the shipping habits. This is really important to get done the right way, because once you get how to ship cards properly and things like that, you want to ship orders the following day within 24 hours. I mean, at least try your best to sell everything, print everything the night before, print everything, and ship everything that day. Only 24 hours. I mean, if not, that's fine, if it takes you like at least 2 days. But if you can ship everything in 24 hours, it will help your rating. Like you'll get the rating like much quicker. Like you get all the 5-star rating. Fast shipping and all that stuff. So you gotta have a good shipping habits, and not just the shipping, but how you ship your cards as well. If it's like protected and all, I mean, not everyone's gonna be perfect in these. I mean, even myself, but at least try your best in having a good shipping habit. And then I think the last thing I wanna talk about, it's like 49 minutes, crazy. If you guys are still here, man, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I don't know if you guys are enjoying this. I guess weird TCG player seller class, right? I think I've had this like I don't know, 1 to 2 times already, but I just love talking about how to start your own business because it's one way to have like a side hustle with your hobby, because we have tons of cars that are just like laying around there, and you can turn that into cash like really quick. And then the last thing I want to talk about really quick is the address. The address, very important. The address on these orders, especially if you're gonna send that order. If you're gonna send that order in with a mobile mailer, if it's like a I don't know, $20, $50, just working and lurking. What's going on, Jared? So you gotta check the address, man. You gotta check the address, especially if the order is like $50, $100, $200 order. Um, Check the address because, I mean, most of the time it's like very accurate, but sometimes there's this random east or random, instead of street it's a drive or it's a lane, and if you catch that, that's good because before shipping it, or else more than likely that order will be like shipped back to you or most likely lost. So before shipping any expensive order, always check the address, and if there's an issue with address, go ahead and ask the buyer and ask them, "Oh, I checked this order, and the address is weird. It's not popping up in my maps or like anywhere. So can you like give me the accurate, stuff like that? So at least before you ship it, whatever they say on that on that message, that's where you're gonna send it. If it goes missing, at least you have a proof that you ask, they provided you the accurate address that you ask. So always check the address. In the beginning, I was so afraid with shipping anything with like in random addresses, even like the random white envelope, like the PWEs, right? I was so subscribe. Thanks for sharing your knowledge with the community. I recently started selling on TCG and channels like this have helped me tremendously. Oh, I appreciate Professor Bulk, man. But yeah, welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel. Yeah, I like talk. Like I said, I like talking. TCG player seller, cardboard live, because I started doing this 2021, and any knowledge, any, I don't know, new techniques or something like that. Um, Definitely I'd like to share with with everyone, because I just love doing this. This is pretty much my full-time job since 2021, and really helped a lot. And one thing I wanna add is there's a seller locally over here. Um, he uh, he started his TCG player. He started his TCG player because of me. I kid you not. And that happened. I was like, good morning, bro. Appreciate the insights. What's going on, Omar? Good morning. Good morning. Um, so this seller, I was selling bulk, right? I was selling bulk locally. I have like a lot of bulk, right? Instead of selling it to Cool Stuff Inc., I can sell it locally at a higher rate, a slightly higher rate. So this buyer contacted me, wants to buy the bulk, and then so we met, sold the bulk, and that's that, right? And then eventually this contacted me again, and I replied on my Anger Collections Facebook. uh, so I replied on that, and then he told me, "Oh, you're Anger?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah." So I was like, "You're the YouTube guy, right? You're the YouTube guy, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, that's me." And I was like, "Oh man, I started my TCG player seller because of you, man. I follow everything that you said. This is like years ago, man. This is years ago. I think it's probably like 2021, 2022. So he followed he followed all my advice when I hit the 10K completed sales, 100K sales on TCG player. He followed all my advice, man. And what he told me is like, yeah, follow your advice, man. It worked for a couple months, like 3, 4 months, and eventually, cause you're like crazy, man. You're like a volume seller. You sell like a crazy shit tons of order, and yeah, it only took me 3, 4 months. I was like, man, I can't do I can't do this, man. This is crazy. You're crazy, man. Selling 50, 100 orders, you're crazy, man. I don't know how you do it. Man, more power to you, man. But me, it worked really well in the beginning. But eventually all the orders is like start piling up, piling up and piling up, and then he just stopped, man. I had one card I shipped, super cheap card, but I got the mail back with a return to sender, no mail. Let's see. I can't read this. Hold on. Note on the mail. I reached out to the buyer but didn't get a response. What should I do? Well, there's really nothing you can do, man. I get note on the mail. Yeah, Professor Bulk. I get a lot of those. Those even like yeah, random amount of order. You know, even like a dollar, $5, $10 order, like return to sender for some reason, or like they can't ship it because of I don't know address. Um, you reach out to the buyer, it's nothing. It's just quiet. I don't know what happened. And as long as TCG player sees that you ship the card on a certain date, obviously you got to mark it right, ship, and then it got shipped, it got returned, and then you notice it. Oh my God, there's, why is it, why is it with me? Why is it back? So you reach out a certain day. So that time frame, they will see it. So you reach out, maybe reach out again, message them again, and then eventually, I think there's a new rule in TCG Player where it's like one month, I think, uh, that there's gonna be no refunds after 1 month. So yeah, as long as you reach out again, maybe 1 to 3 times, and TCG Player sees it, and let's just say the 1 month is done. Uh, then at least if the buyer eventually message you, at least hey, I try to message you like freaking 3 times, man. If they escalate it, at least you have a reason to TCG player that at least you tried your best. So I think that's probably the best way to handle it. But the key part on that is message the buyer, message them at least 3 times, so TCG player will see it when it got escalated for some reason. But yeah, I get those ordered. Same thing, that's what I do, man. Good idea. I'll try reaching out again and give. But if I don't hear anything, I'll throw it back in return. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can do that too. I mean, especially if it's only like a cheap card, you know. Um, you can always just like resend it as well. If the eventually the buyer realizes, oh, I ordered this card, it didn't it didn't show up. So yeah, at least at least reach out for a couple of times. So I think let's see. Now that I don't know what else you guys want to know about like TCG players. Sir, I think I covered basically everything. But this is like a full TCG player seller class, man. How to sell, what to look for, and stuff like that. Oh, actually, fakes. Oh my God, this is important. Fakes and counterfeits. You gotta be careful when you're buying collection or like trading. Let's say you're buying a full binder, right? And like bulk of like rares, mythics. Um, Spend every bit of time that you have, every bit of free time you have, because especially, okay, what I would suggest is like start with the expensive cards. Look for the expensive cards right away. If you're buying a collection, you sift through the cards. Good morning, Walter. Walter, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. So when you're buying collections, and there's like random cards, right? Obviously, it's gonna take time if you check every single card, right? Start with the most expensive cards, and then you go down. Like if they have reservist cards, survival of the fittest, dual land, Mox Diamond, Gaia's Cradle, even like the modern cards, even the fetch lands, like check the shock lands. Start with those. You start with the high valued cards because I mean if you miss them, if you just kind of like look through, everything's good, if most likely some of those cards will end up being like counterfeit or like fake because there's tons out there now. There's tons. There's tons out there. There's a lot of fakes, man. I kid you not. Here, here. I'm gonna show you guys really, really quick how much fake is out there. I have a stack. I have a stack of fakes here, man. Oh my god, check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Look at this. Gaia's Cradle. Sorry to spam your chat. It's just nice to ask someone who has a lot of experience with it. Sorry if I ask questions you already addressed. Oh, it's good, man. Go ahead. Ask away, man. Ask away. There's no issue. There's no problem with that. Check this. Gaia's Cradle, right? Super expensive. Super expensive. If you don't know how to, the white outline on the set icon is the giveaway. It's fake. The white outline of the set icon, like right here. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And look, if you get one of these, I had that with a card I thought was 600 and initially it was fake. Yeah, be careful, man. These cards, they are highly fake, man. Guy's Cradle. So every time I get these, and notice it in like a collection, I point it out to the seller, and you know, if they give it to you, that's good. If they give it to you, that's good because it's a kind of like a reference if you're buying collection. I always do. Now see, I print like a marker, and I put proxy. Proxy. There you go. Look at that. Look at this. It's fake, man. So I put proxy so you don't get mixed it up on like any other like OG cards. So check this out, man. Another high card. Mana Crypt. Look at this. Freaking Mana Crypt, bro. Mana Crypt. $200-300 OG Mana Crypt. Very expensive. Look at this. Proxy. Proxy, man. That's crazy. If you put it in a sleeve, yo, if you don't have the knowledge of the feel of the card, yo, it's crazy, man. It's like, whew, very, very close. Yeah. So I put a dot. Do you know if these fakes were made as just proxies and not to pass as someone to sell? I'm assuming they add white outline to sell. Actually, these ones, I think I have plenty of examples. I actually made a video about like fakes and counterfeit. Uh, I think these ones are actually printed like to fool people. Honestly, I kid you not. Anything that's like anything like this, look how good that is, man. If you're like a new player, I was like, oh wow, I need a mana crypt. Oh, you have an OG mana crypt. That looks great. Especially if it's printed like with a magic OG back like this. I mean, yeah, these fakes right here are printed to fool people. So, it's very important to train yourself, to train other new players with fakes, man. There's a lot there's a lot of fakes out there. So, yeah, Mana Crypt. And what else? Look at this. I know it's like, printed so many times already. Yep, even LGS have been fooled. Yep, I know. Look at this. Force of Will. Look at that. Proxy. Boom. This is like a stack of actually cards. Look at this. Mana Drain. So bad. Proxy. trying to fool people, man, especially the new players. So, I asked the seller where they got it and like if I can have it so that at least I have reference. But yeah, so look at that. It's like a long time ago, honestly. So I believe these cards right here are printed to fool players. You know, they tried to at least resell it at like the whatever price of the certain card, right? And there's also there's proxies. I'm assuming your counted card video games over. Right, you did mention the card feels different material. Yeah, yeah, they feel different. Like let's see. Hold on, let me card video games over ways to determine how the card is fake. Card feels different. Yeah, you have to train how a normal card feels, man. Because these feels different. Like the especially the surface. So for me, giveaway uh got to get that that the green dot. That's one big deal, right? The green dot. But if you're trained and held so many cards and read or whatever one it was, okay, yeah, the red dot too. Um, if you're trained and handled so many cards, like right away, man, this card won't fool you. I had a card shop owner tell me that I need to buy a tool to check. I forget the name. Oh, the I don't know where I put it. Let's see. I'm gonna show you. Uh, it's the loop. I don't have the loop with me. Oh, I think it's right here. Is it right here? Yeah, you gotta buy the loop. I think it's in my bag. Yeah, you gotta buy the loop. The loop, kind of like I mean, sometimes you could probably use your phone. Yeah, you gotta buy the loop to check the green dot. I think the green dot is probably the your best bet in checking if it's good or not. I guess the loop. I should buy one. Those look at my face. Yeah, definitely. That's one suggest highly recommend to have a loop. But I think your phone can work too. But that one, that loop can have like the light, and you can really see it much better. So yeah, especially with those expensive cards, man. Even if like the if it's like a modern, recent card printed, yeah, there's that. You can definitely notice. So highly recommend on buying one. So let's see, I saw another comment here. Let's see, it must have the that in LED flashlight. Yeah, it has the flash. So if um if you held so many cards already, uh these cards, look at this, Juzam the Jin, you know, these cards won't fool you because it's the surface give dead giveaway like right away, dead giveaway. The surface alone, the feel, everything feels fake, man, feels fake. So if you're trained well, sometimes you don't need the loop, but it's still highly suggest to have one, just to have one, just in case it's hard. I pulled mine out of LGS when I was going to buy a Sliver Queen. Ooh, that's expensive card. They got mad at me to me that was a red dot. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Have you purchased a fake expensive card of TCG player? If so, how difficult was it to get compensated and prove to the seller that was well, I gotta be honest. I know I'm a big, I guess I can call it a huge TCG player seller now, having 25K completed sales. Uh, I never bought anything from TCG player or eBay, anywhere else. I only buy cards from like either in person, a shop here, local game store. Let's just say if I go to like conventions, and Cool Stuff Inc. I buy almost everything uh, from Cool Stuff Inc. I'm not sponsored. I wish I would. I'm sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. Man, because I'm like I buy a lot of stuff from them. I spend a lot of money from from them. It's crazy. But yeah, I buy in person and a Card Kingdom. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I highly suggest in person. But if let's just say you ask you question because you ask me if let's just say accidentally, like you bought a card and it was fake. I think I would say just talk to the seller, and then have like pictures ready, and show them that yeah the card was either damaged or fake, and yeah just talk to them, and if they escalate it, yeah just prove to TCG players, send the images, and most of the time, they will side to you, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not 100% because I never had that experience. Um, but that would suck, though. That would suck if you buy a car that is super expensive and it turns out to be fake. Oof, that would suck. Let's see. I saw more comments here. People sell collection on Cool Stuff Inc. Yeah, yeah. I sell even like the expensive cards, man. Yeah, Cool Stuff Inc. is. I'm not gonna say they're like I think I'm probably biased, but I only deal with them just because of convenience. That's one other thing when you buy and sell collections is convenience. If you're already work with the buyer or the store and you're cool with them, I mean, what else do you need, man? Convenience is important. Let's see, gotcha. Glad to know there's a bit of insurance on that. Yep. So yeah, so with these fakes, man, yeah, be careful, be careful. And there's also, I guess you can call it proxy fakes that is printed in the purpose of actually just using them as proxies. Like these, I got these ones, and I saw it. I made a video about it. Look at these. Look at this mana crypt right here. Looks like an extended art or whatever painted, right? But the back is different. I don't know who make these, but yeah, these I know for sure these are printed not to fool anyone because of the back, you know. And so that's Manacrypt right there. There's even like Scalding Tarn, and what else? Look at this. There's there's Plateau, there's freaking dual lands here, man. There's there's Bayou, See, look at these. It's not even the an art of Bayou. Let's see. I don't know who make these. I just saw this one, and I asked the seller, can I just have them, just for a video or like a reference, because these are like good ones. And there's another, like I said, same thing with the other ones, cars that are trying to fool people, man. Look at these. Look at these. All fakes, all proxy. And look at these. These are the fetch lands. Look at these. These are the fetch lands. Look at that. Fakes. Fakes. So, yeah, be careful. A good thing we touch base on counterfeits, man, because that's an important thing when you're buying collections. Let's see. I saw a lot of comments. Let's see. If you guys are really enjoying this, man, like, whew, and you're new, please consider, think about like considering liking and subscribing to the channel, man. We're gonna talk about more about this, and not just being a TCG player seller. We're gonna talk more about just in general TCG, or sometimes whatever's like going on in my, news, YouTube, whatever. Okay, hold on. Let's see. One more quick question. I noticed there is a $5 free shipping option you can add as a seller. Does that increase your sales tremendously? Not really worth, or not really worth. Um, so when you become a level four, so right now I have my shipping set to zero. Set to zero, that will make your orders, anything above $5 will be, free shipping, and anything below that is $1.27. TCG Player will charge the buyer $1.27. It increased your orders of, like, I guess, or I guess it will increase your customer that wants to bundle cards. So you get orders that have like 7, 16 cards just to try to hit the $5 mark. So you get more of those orders. Now, as far as like in general, like majority of like the orders, I mean, I could say like, it kind of like jump like more orders. You get more orders because of that, because they would see that, oh, if I this store, if I buy more than $5, I'll get free shipping. So yeah, that's great, and you have a good rating. Either they buy $5 orders, or they can just go and buy whatever, even if it's like below $5, because they already seen that you're trying to offer free shipping. Always like that. And just a caveat, really quick, when I started this whole selling thing, even before DCG Player, when I was selling on Facebook Marketplace, I always put free shipping, all caps, because even though like your card is like at market price, once they see that free shipping, that was it, man. That was like a small, like, hook in like in people's eyes, people's buyer. It's just like, oh, free shipping. Oh man, what is that card? Even though it's like a, market priced item. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, yeah, it kind of increased the orders. So you haven't seen a card like that. I remember the Magic Cards box you bought, and if had a crap load of proxy, even the lens of that wasn't you, then most of the one else. Let's see, the box from the proxy, even the lens of that wasn't you, then most of the some of else. Yeah, I think you're pertaining to the I bought a collection. I bought a collection, and I think they tried to proxy an entire deck, man. They tried to proxy an entire deck, and there's like probably 10 decks over there. There's like obviously the printer proxies. Even the basic clansmen are like printed. It's crazy, man. Walter, you remember that? That's crazy. But yeah, I get those collections, man. It's weird. That makes sense. And I was thinking that makes you more likely to show up on the optimized card. Yep. But I can imagine people love free shipping. I'm getting close to level 4, 40 sales, 35K sales, cards listed, but I price high so I don't get overwhelmed with sales. Yeah, that was the process. Yep. Um, that's good, man. The goal was to get to level 4, and after that, just go ham volume, man. I don't know if you want to go ham volume like everyone, like me, but I guess for us, because this is like our full-time job, and it's I mean it's generating, like, I mean, um, bills getting paid, all of it, man. Uh, I would say it's a decent income, but it's a lot of work though. If you want to consider going full time on this, 24 hours is not enough, man. It's gonna burn every bit time that every free time that you have. It's basically just buying, sorting, listing. Oh my God, shipping. It's everything, So that's why in the beginning I highly recommend this business. You know, not to everyone. It's not for everyone. But if you're looking as a side hustle, probably it is, for you. You can also be just like, once you get the rating, you can just also be like an expensive seller, like high valued cards, everything bubble mailer. You can also do that. So you're not like getting 50, 100, 150 orders on the weekends, like me, man. So you can also do that. So you're not like overwhelmed. Sometimes I did this multiple times already that I had to change my shipping just to put brakes, literally just to put brakes on orders that's coming in. It's crazy. I think the reason it would be sustainable long term for me is because I don't have any other source of cards other than the card shop or two that sells bulk, and buying bulk online is expensive. Okay, there's a method. Okay, once you hit level 4, like I mentioned, commons and uncommons is the key in this. Um, there's a way that you can just buy commander decks. Honestly, commander decks, any commander decks, and buy complete sets. I've done this. I've proved this. I've done this multiple times. I said this in like multiple videos that buying, if you don't have any sellers out there locally, if no one's like selling collections or anything, and you don't have that much like local game store, when you buy commander decks, if you can buy it cheap, like from TCG Player, or like uh, a good sort like Card Kingdom or something like that, Cool Stuff Inc. Um, commander decks, man, I think it's the key. It's the key if you want to be a volume seller. Kid you not. I started doing this. I think it was like 2020, Commander 2020. Uh, I had a video. I bought a master case. I bought four of each. Is it four of each? Yeah, four of each deck of Commander 2020. And I think back then it was like five decks, right? I broke it all down, and then sold every bit of it, man. Um, it helped your inventory because that already increased increased your 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 inventory, right? And then the variety of the cards in your inventory is like a lot, man. It's like a lot. And I did this in like pretty much from Commander 2020, and all of it, man. So I bought a play set of commander decks from that year, broke it all down, every bit of it I added to my inventory. It's crazy. It's crazy amount. Even the master sets, the I'm gonna be watching through all your stuff after this. I wish I had run across your channel sooner. I appreciate your advice with the commander decks. Yeah, I mean, if you can get it cheap, most definitely, they're great, man. But commander decks, especially in today's new stuff, you get free collector pack, man, and the reprints alone in the new stuff. Oh my God, we're talking about like highly played cards. It's crazy, like the Bloomboro, right? It's crazy. Even if those decks chop in half, 50% gone, right? You still come out ahead. Like if you buy for 150 for the four decks, right? You still come out ahead. Even if those cards drop down 50%. It's crazy. But this is not financial advice, man. I just keep telling this advice because it worked for me. It may not work for you because it's a lot of work, but man, like the volume of cards that you'll have on those commander decks, crazy, crazy. All played, you'll have 12 soul rings. It's crazy. Um, it will help your inventory. Uh, Actually, it will help to sell your inventory because customers like to bundle orders, man. If they see you have soul rings, arcane signets, path to exile, they will buy an expensive card and they will add like a random path to exile, I just have skepticism that if the contents of the commander decks are worth more than the deck, because how has the market not normalized to that? I believe it just blows my mind. Yeah, I mean, it's just how it is. Um, Everyone is doing it, man. Everyone is doing it. I think just because, there's already it's kind of obvious there's arbitrage in those commander decks, but not everyone is doing it. I know there's a lot of people doing it, but not everyone is doing it because there's a lot there's a lot of work, man. There's a lot of work. Imagine if you're buying four of each decks, even just four. So you that's 16 that's 16 decks you have to break down, you have to sort, you have to list all of them, man. And that's only one set. This is a lot of work, bro. So that's why there's there's um there's a lot of people doing it, but not everyone is doing it. It's kind of weird to say. There's a lot of people is doing that kind of play, but not everyone because it's a lot of work, man, bro. It's a lot of work. You can do it probably like on some sets, not all sets, but I did it, man. I did it. There's like videos of me opening. That is a lot of work, but I've set sorted through 100K cards, so it doesn't sound too bad. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a good way to increase your inventory and help sell your inventory. I kid you not, man. I can't stress that enough because it really helped me. I mean, that's probably why my sales went, like 10K completed sales right away. And my second year, it went to like 25K sales because I broke down those commander decks. I had videos of me opening what is it, 16 sample packs of Commander Masters. I bought a playset of all of them, man. I love opening Commander decks. That's probably the number one thing I did great is like breaking down Commander decks. Not even like, mass box opening, collector decks, I mean, collector boxes, but breaking down commander decks, man. Like, I don't know, commander legends, commander decks, every single deck, man. What else? Basic from 2020. Um, from 2020, I broke down every single commander decks, man. I don't want to derail your stream too much, but I really appreciate the advice. I will look into commander decks. Do you get them for shops or cool stuff, Inc? Um, if you get well, nowadays the value it's kind of like many people already seen this arbitrage system of like there's a lot of value in commander decks. In my recent commander deck breakdown, the Modern Horizon 3, I did not buy every deck, man. I only targeted the Tricky Terrain, one deck, because I felt like that deck has the most value breaking it down. So uh, every time I see a deck that's a value like 60, $70, I just scoop it, man. I just buy everything. But I think I end up only buying like seven because I didn't see a whole lot of tricky terrain. But some of them I bought at $50, man. So you gotta just like look at the deck list, and kind of evaluate each deck. If it's if it's good enough for you to buy the whole set or maybe four of each, then go for it, man. Because you see the reprints, you see the cards, the contents already. So when you break it down, you have an idea of the value. Always, if you see, I know, professor, right, Tulare Community College always does this, you know, is it worth it? Like the commander decks, right? And the value is like always crazy, right? Um, Always chop the price in half, 50%. And I already made a short video of like the Bloomboro decks. Even if like the prices chop in 50%, if you buy the commander decks at 150, you still come out ahead because some of those cards is actually valuable. There's a lot of good reprints on the Bloomboro deck. So I'm actually debating on buying the commander decks on Bloomboro because there's a play for these Bloomboro decks for sure because like I said, there's a lot of reprints and you get free sample packs too and a good content on YouTube channel, right? Breaking all down. So it's a big win. But yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so I get them in different shops. Cool Stuff Inc. because I get discounts, and also what I do is if I have bulk, let's say random 4K, 10K bulk, right? I would just like buy list them, get 25, 30% on top of it, and then that will make a discount on like whatever you purchase. So you're technically buying those product like less. So you know what I'm saying? So there's a way, man. There's a lot of ways that you can get like cheaper products as long as you have like uh, all these cards, especially a lot of experience in like buying and selling. Um, but yeah, but all in all, man, like I said, this is not financial advice. This all these worked for me. Not sure if it's gonna work for you guys, but hey, it worked for me. It helped me. So it's probably, I mean, I can say it's definitely a good play that you can do to increase your inventory and to help kind of like an overall added bonus to your inventory because it's randomized, you know, it's freaking randomized, and it's like new cards. Everyone's looking for these new squirrels, you know, all these new different variant reprints. So yeah, I mean, you can either just sell it at low or even just slightly, you know, middle, you know, in the pricing, and yeah, it will sell, man. It will definitely help sell your inventory. um I think, hold on, shit, damn, man, you guys are still here. I appreciate you guys hanging out, man. I know it's Friday. It's freaking pre-release in Bloomboro, man. You guys are planning on buying any? Man, it's gonna be soon opening. So I think I'm gonna have to like end the stream. I think I'm gonna prepare on like the pre-release. Maybe I'll do some bulk trading. You know, maybe, you know. So yeah, I was going to buy a bunch of the bloom, but we got the house, so it has to wait. Oh yeah, most definitely, man. House, family, all that stuff comes first before all these trading cards, man, for sure. Um, Love your life. Yeah, appreciate Walter hanging out, Professor Bulk. Oh yeah, for sure. Anytime, man. Anytime. If you're new, man, appreciate like you actually finding my channel. I've been doing this, and we actually just hit 2,000 subscriber mark, man. I was like, oh man, that felt great, man. That felt great because I really want to grow this channel, and I really want to focus on TCG player sales, but I want to talk just everything, man. I want to talk even just outside TCG, you know, sometimes. Don't forget to hit that like button. There you go, there you go. And in fact, like I said, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for Bloomboro opening. So we might see some box openings in the channel. So, yep, yep, like and subscribe. Appreciate it, Professor Block. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss any video. And with that, anger out, boys. Peace.